Why don't you ever loan money to a geologist? Because they think that 1,000,000 years is a short period of time. So, but I prefer that we kind of stay more to the minutes. When I was asked to, just as a fair warning, when I was asked to come and moderate the day today, I gave two choices to Sirli. I can either come and sing very badly for you all day, or tell very bad jokes all day long. So you'll soon see which of those it is. I do appreciate eye rolls and groans. It makes me feel at home when I tell jokes to my kids. But I'll try to make them have to do with rocks as much as possible, because it's so nice to be here with geologists because you're so down to earth. Yes, and you can oh gosh. Anyways, let's start out the day with opening and some greetings. Our first speaker will be Timo Tatar. Oh, by the way, I am American. I will butcher everybody's names, okay? Please, also, so don't take offense. It's my public school upbringing. So, Timo Tatar, who is the Deputy Secretary General for Energy and Mineral Resources at the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Communications for Estonia. Please, Timo.
Thank you, David. I also promised that I will not sing, but say some opening words on my behalf. So it's really an honor. The conference, which is organized jointly by Estonian Geological Survey and Geological Survey of Finland. Thank you, Sirli and Kimmo, for doing such a marvelous job bringing people together. Estonia and Finland are close friends and neighbors, facing many similar challenges in nowadays world, and to a large extent we share also very similar history. Therefore, I'm really glad to see our geological surveys researchers as well as policymakers in cooperation, talking to each other and learning from each other. Clearly for Estonian young geological survey organization, Geological Survey of Finland is a role model which we would like to follow and to learn. Thank you for being so open and transparent and helpful in so many ways. This is a tremendous help for us, believe me. I see the same spirit of neighborly cooperation also in other fields. Our companies are active at each other's markets. We cooperate when it comes to policies at EU level, especially when it is clear that acting together, simple 1 + 1 is more than 2. This is very many times the case. For instance, in energy, where we have just agreed with Finns to tackle gas security supply by jointly chartering an LNG FSRU vessel as soon as possible. Estonian Day of Independence is 24th of February, a day when we usually celebrate our independence. This year we had already our 104th birthday, but this year's birthday was something different from many others. The world is changing, and our companies as well as governments are working hard to cope with the new reality. The global value chains are changing as well. New supply routes for resources are sought. The value chains are now more than ever based on trust and shared values. EU relying on its own strategical resources has become more important than ever before. This also means both new challenges as well as opportunities for our country's geological surveys. Some projects have gained strategical and economical importance, which was maybe not there that clear before. Cutting ties, economic models based on fossil fuel, is happening therefore quicker than expected. This puts our geological survey spotlight again. Resources such as rare earth minerals and metals are even more important, especially if they are available in countries sharing and advocating the same values with other democratic countries and economies. Estonian geology hides also many resources important for green transition, but also to offer answers to tackle global food shortages. We already know quite a lot what is hidden under our feet, but I'm sure there is more we don't know yet. As we are sharing the same geology, your research and findings offers also a good hint what we could find also here. As I'm thermal engineer from my education, I'm especially excited about the potential of geothermal in our countries. It is quite common already in Finland, but not that much over here, especially when it comes to using deep geothermal wells. We have launched a special pilot project to acquire more knowledge about that in Estonia. And again, we have involved heavily the Finnish know-how in this project. Thank you, Pekka, for that. I am sure these 2 days offer good possibilities for our researchers to talk and learn more from each other. The agenda seems to be really interesting and exciting. I'm glad to see that besides our brilliant people from Geological Surveys, also my colleagues from the ministry are explaining our policies and actions during those 2 days. I hope these 2 days are interesting and strengthen the foundation, which, well, is already very strong, to our further even deeper cooperation, serving the welfare and resilience of our economy. Thank you. Over to you, Kimmo and Sirli.
Thank you, Timo. And next to offer welcoming, Kimmo Tiilikainen, Director General of the Geological Survey of Finland.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sirli and all others. It's a really pleasure to see Estonian and Finnish specialists gathered together to solve big problems these 2 countries and the whole world have ahead of us. Like Timo Tatar just mentioned, we have to rethink many issues in the world concerning the value chains of resources. And I think that on both sides of this Finnish Bay, we understand that the value of resources, value of raw materials is increasing, and especially when the world is trying to target to carbon neutrality, it takes huge amount of minerals and metals to do that. And we can't get them just very quickly out of space or somewhere. We have to explore them. We need to make investments. We need to process those materials. And finally, in the last end of the value chains, we can see them to be converted windmills or solar panels or batteries to make this energy transition possible. But everything starts somewhere below our feet. And these 2 research organizations who has gathered here together, we have the understanding and know-how what kind of task we have ahead of us. So therefore, I wish all of us very good and successful conference on these days. And during these days, I guess that we will find and recognize very many opportunities of further cooperation in the coming years. So thank you one more time to sharing these 2 days. Thanks.
Thank you, Kimmo. And now I'd call up Sirli Sipp, the Director of Geological Survey of Estonia. Quick question before I give you the microphone. What is the geologist's favorite band?
Baltic Klint. It's a punk band.
I was going to say the Rolling Stones, but okay, that's good too.
Like always, life has a very not so nice humor. I'm actually waiting from the technical team a sign that our voice is heardable in the web as well. It's okay? Okay. So hopefully you can hear me, because I understood that there was some problems with your voice going online, Kimmo. I'm sorry for that. You have to repeat yours. But the thing is that for the keynote speaker, Simon, I promised that he will have 45 minutes. That means I can spend maybe 1 or 2 minutes now. One thing, we started to think about this conference maybe 2.5 years ago, and naturally due to COVID we had to postpone it at least 4 times, maybe even 5 times. So therefore it's so fantastic to see you finally here and see you all in the internet. I also wanted to mention, it's sadly it's not a good news, but I wanted to say that I don't know any words that are strong enough in any language that I could use to describe the war and genocide that is going on in Ukraine, and it's carried out by Putin and his army. This terrible, terrible war is having huge impacts worldwide, and we even cannot imagine all those impacts we will face in the future. One of the impacts is the fact that the topic of today's event and tomorrow's event, it's even more important than it was 2.5 years ago when we started planning this joint conference. So therefore, I ask you to think along the presentations. I ask you to make questions, ask questions, give your ideas, share your opinions, and let's do this conference the best one this spring has to offer. Thank you. And thank you, David.
Thank you, Sirli. So our first speaker today, without any further ado, if he's already online. Gentlemen, is he online back there? Yep. All right. So telling us today that talking about minerals are the new oil, Simon Michaud, who is the Associate Research Professor at GDK.